Good morning. Oh, you can see where I've put my oil on this morning. Um, Welcome to day 6 of our September Year of Miracles. Um, have you ever felt like you've just been stuck in that idea of like fear of failure? We are going to I shouldn't say tackle, we are going to address that today on even a deeper level. And I felt really inspired to just, um, yeah, take this to a little deeper level today for you guys. So get your grounding and boundary oils on. Um, and just go ahead and take some deep breaths. We're just going to get you nice and connected as you're breathing. We're going to get your energy systems connected, your connections all balanced. We're going to get you connected to your dreams and goals, get you connected to the earth, get you connected to heaven and all of your divine support. Really just breathe that in. Really allow yourself just to visualize what that connection looks like, what that divine connection feels like. And sometimes we have, times in our life where we don't feel that connection super strong. And I just want to say to you, like, keep doing the things that create that connection. Okay, so reading inspirational things, reading scriptures, meditating, going for walks in nature, praying, like all of those things, even if you don't like feel it, sometimes it feels like we're going through the motions. The motions are still important because you've got intent behind there to connect. So give yourself some grace during those times that maybe you feel a little disconnected. Just don't stop trying to connect, okay? All right, take a big breath on that. Let's just clear that. And then let's just clear any energy around maybe feeling guilty for like disconnecting. We're just going to release that because every day is a new start, okay? All right. See if there's anything else. I just wanted to take a couple more breaths on just getting grounded. I feel like some swirly energy there. So big breath. Just really visualize your feet connecting with the earth, whether it's in the grass, the sand, the dirt. If you get a chance today, get outside, get some sunshine, get your feet in the grass. Okay, good. All right, so journaling, just take a minute, write down your divine truth, and write down any miracles, okay? And please feel free to share your miracles on these threads, okay? Because we love to celebrate with you. Okay. Our topic today is I release the fear of failure. So as I was reading in my Bible this morning, I was reading in Mark in chapter 5, verse 36, and this one little phrase just popped out at me, and it's just so amazing to me how, when we're reading those kinds of inspirational things that the messages come through. But this one little sentence said, "Be not afraid, only believe." And so I, of course, I want to connect everybody to that, but what I want to do is clear some blocks around the times that, like on your timeline, where you had experiences and then perceptions of other people's reactions, that's like chipped away at the belief in yourself as a child. So when I wanted to bring up the word perceptions, because a lot of times, like, if you were at school and you had a teacher that got upset with you, the that anger might not have had anything really to do with you. It could have been, that the teacher got some bad news or had a fight with their teenage kid before school and was just affected by those emotions. And so a lot of times what we do, and we do this as adults because we did this as children, is someone speaks to us in a tone of voice or gives us a look, and all of a sudden we've got all of these stories about ourselves, like how we're not enough and we must have done something wrong, or whatever those stories are. So we want to release those misperceptions that we had as children, that our brain just didn't understand how to process, that adults have bad days and that yelling has nothing to do with you. Go ahead and take a big breath. And I'm actually going to just tune in and see what ages. I'm just going to ask for the timeline ages. So, and kind of generalized, but I want to give you an idea of how young it starts, those perceptions. So, okay, year 1, 3. Those are the 2 ages that are coming up. And I just asked for the whole group. So in between those first and third years seem to be heavy years where you guys started to pick up on experiences that started to chip away at your belief in yourself. And we want to release shame, okay? Just any shame that you felt, because when we have that shame that we're still hanging on to, it creates this block for you to be successful, or to put yourself out there. And that fear of failure comes in because you don't want to feel ashamed. Okay. We learn things about failing that we're going to talk about that in just a second, that creates a lot of shame. And so I want you to take a nice big breath. And if you have your forgive oil, you put that over your heart, okay? And we're just going to have that intention of just forgiving all the shame. Take a big breath on that. And forgiving all the experiences where you felt shamed, forgiving the people that shamed you. Okay, so take a nice big breath. Just keep breathing on that. And I want you to have the intention of just bringing all the pieces of yourself back in, because when we have those experiences where we feel shamed and we doubt ourselves and we stop believing in ourselves, it's like little pieces of us are kind of get scattered out. I don't know how to explain it. I see it energetically. But it's as we lose our belief in ourselves, we lose parts of ourselves. And so we want to bring all those lost parts in, okay? And just bring them back into your heart. So just take a minute and close your eyes and just visualize all those kind of scattered pieces of belief, of your self-belief. You're going to bring those back into your heart. Okay, and with that, there's some grief that was releasing as well. Okay, let's keep breathing on that. Okay, so the next kind of concept that I want to introduce to you is translating or redefining your definition of failure. Okay, so this is what I was talking about a second ago. It's we oftentimes are just, and this is just our culture, it's nobody's fault, it's just how it's been done over and over again, that we have this like this perception or this belief that failure is bad. You know, you did your jobs wrong. That's bad. You're going to get in trouble. Or you, if you don't, you know, if you don't do something well enough, that's bad. You're going to get in trouble. You're going to get shamed. And if you know, you make a mistake with money, well, that's bad. You've lost this money, and, you know, or you got swindled or you got ripped off, whatever it is, like that's bad. So it's like all of these negative connotations are put on, you know, our humanness of making mistakes and having lack of judgment, which is, you know, just part of learning and growing and experiencing life. And so when we have that as, you know, as children, you know, if you don't, you know, if you're not perfect, then, you know, you're not going to get to heaven. Or if you're not, you know, if you're not good enough in school, then you're going to sit at the table, you know, at the back of the class, or you get put in the corner because that was bad. And so it's just like all of these messages that the things that we do and the mistakes that we make are bad, instead of just, oh, let's just practice that again, and you can get better and better at it, right? So it's a lot of heavy energy there around the messages that you received as kids about like what's bad. And that's what I feel like is a big root to this fear of failure. Okay. So I want you to take a nice big breath, and we're just going to have that intention of like clearing anything else that came up on your timeline around like all the times that you learned that making a mistake was bad, speaking up was bad, that doing something, you know, doing something the wrong way was bad. Okay, so let's just breathe on that for a second. That one feels pretty heavy, okay? And as we're releasing all of that, like that bad energy, um, I want you to see it leaving as easily as just, you know, helium balloons. Okay, it doesn't have to be heavy. It doesn't have to take a long time to release. Like, as if you have that intention of just, it's just, we've acknowledged it, we feel it, and now you can release it. Okay, so just, I feel like I want to do this. I don't know why, but just breathe. And you guys can do this too. Like if you feel that heavy energy around your heart, or maybe tapping will help. But I feel like it just, like I'm wiping it up, like getting it rid of that. So just keep breathing on that as you're transforming your definition of like mistake, the mistakes you've made being bad, or your failures being bad. And what we're going to do is we're going to transform that from bad to like experiences that where you gained wisdom. Okay, take a nice big breath on that. I mean, honestly, like, we have to make mistakes in order to learn. Okay, but this is like how we've talked about this a lot this year in Year of Miracles, is just like you're just practicing. You're practicing, you know, having a better mindset. You're practicing letting go of those negative thoughts. You're practicing being more confident in yourself. You're practicing believing in yourself. You're practicing taking action, right? If you don't take the action, it doesn't mean you're a complete failure. It just means, okay, I get to try again. Okay, I realized I didn't like how I felt when I didn't take action, you know, and I don't want to feel that way. So the next time I'm going to take the action, even if it's just a little bit. Okay, so it's this kind of thinking that you get to transform into, instead of, you know, that old way of that it's bad. as you practice transforming these thoughts, because you're going to be more aware of them now as you're taking action in your business, okay? Or as you're facing, conversations that you need to have with your spouse or your kids or a friend or whatever it is, coworkers. As you are putting yourself out there and taking that risk of like failure, that's the old way of thinking, right? Um, because that fear that there's something bad about you if you fail, or that fear of being shamed if you fail, that's what's holding you back. That's what's keeping you connected to that fear of failure. So you get to transform how you perceive that, how you define that anything that you do that doesn't turn out as great as you wanted it to, okay? Even if you're putting yourself out there and you get a bad reaction from somebody else, that doesn't mean you failed. You want to understand the truth of what's happening. That someone else got triggered and is putting their anger and fear onto you, okay? Or just because someone's not interested in what you have, that doesn't mean you're a failure. It just means they're not the right person, okay? But your brain takes the old, is taking that old definition of, oh, they didn't want it. That's, you did something bad. You were, in your head goes all kinds of crazy things. So this is great that we have a weekend, okay? Because this is what you're going to practice this weekend. You're going to practice shifting that perception of what failure used to be for you, okay? All right, I've got some affirmations for you. Okay, just take a big breath. Actually, I want you to take a breath, and we're just going to connect you to that whole process of transforming how you define failure, okay? You're going to redefine it. Take a nice big breath on that. And I'm just going to connect you that it's going to be easy, that you're going to get it, you're going to recognize it, and it can be instant, okay? Okay, affirmations. I am whole. I am free to believe that God is on my side. I am free to believe I am capable and deserving of success. I am free to let go of my past. And I'm going to add on there, and old beliefs. I am free to redefine what I once thought was failure to important lessons that gave me wisdom. Okay? I am free to keep believing. I am free to keep going. I am free to be successful. Okay, so take a breath. Let's just release any additional energy on your timeline. I can feel some stuff in your heart moving. So just kind of tap there, take some breaths, put your hand there. So let that energy go. It's that old energy that like used to like break your heart, right? Or we're just releasing that. Okay, so you can be free to have this new perspective. Okay, good. Let's clear any generational programming around failure and that old definition and any of those old, that old energy that's been passed down generation after generation. Okay, those negative beliefs, those negative definitions, we're just releasing that so you're free to move forward and make that transformation. Okay, good. So for your oils and actions, I want you to use some Siberian fir if you have it, white fir, Douglas fir. It just feels like this is kind of a heavy generational issue. So just diffuse this over the weekend, breathe it in, wear it a little bit, and then definitely the forgive. Okay, so as you're making this transformation, really let yourself forgive all the old stuff. All right. I want you to keep working on writing out affirmations. Okay. And then I also would like you to just take a few minutes and think about like your biggest flops, right? The things that you've judged yourself in the past most for. I don't know if that was grammatically correct. And I want you just to sit down and write down, what wisdom did I gain? Okay, on the things that you feel like have been your biggest failures. That's how you've defined them in the past, right? I want you to sit down and write out, what did I gain from it? What wisdom have I gained? What blessings ended up coming from that? Okay, so that'll keep you busy this weekend. I will post little reminders tomorrow and Sunday. But I want you to have just fun with this, okay? Have fun redefining. It's going to bring up your energy. It's going to free you from that fear of failure. So as you are doing your stuff and building and connecting in your relationships, that you're going to have this flow. All right. Okay, you guys, we went over today, sorry. But I hope you have an amazing day today and an amazing weekend, and I will talk to you soon. Love you guys.